السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أضم الله أجورنا وأجوركم بمصابنا بأبا عبد الله al-Hussain عليه الصلاة والسلام. We now get closer to the hours of the day of Ashura, when Imam al-Hussain would stand alone on the plains of Karbala, and he would be slaughtered and martyred, thirsty, without a supporter or any helper. Let's take a look at the mission of Imam al-Hussain when he leaves from Medina. This is the path of Imam al-Hussain in standing up to oppression and injustice, that he would be called to the court of Walid when Yazid would sense the threat of Imam al-Hussain to his false and illegitimate caliphate. Walid would call Imam al-Hussain and he would say that Yazid has asked for you to give him allegiance. Look at the answer of Imam al-Hussain. Imam al-Hussain, he says, he lists the characteristics of Yazid, and then he says, وَمِثْلِي لَا يُبَايِعُ مِثْلَهُ. A person like me cannot give allegiance to a person like him. Look at the words that Imam al-Hussain uses in this sentence. Imam al-Hussain could have said that I will not give Yazid allegiance. He could have said that a person like me does not give allegiance to Yazid, for example. Or he could have said that I cannot give allegiance to someone like him. Why does Imam al-Hussain use these specific words? That he says a person like me cannot give allegiance to a person like him. It is again to make that differentiation, to set out the ideology, to show the difference between the light and the darkness. At this point, when Imam al-Hussain, he says, وَمِثْلِي لَا يُبَايِعُ مِثْلَهُ, a person like me cannot give allegiance to a person like him, Walid could have easily turned around to him and said, for example, your father gave allegiance, or your brother gave allegiance. But the fact that that response didn't come, it shows that the reality was that the Imams of Ahlul Bayt, they never sat down and did nothing in the face of oppression. They were never those to give their allegiance in the hands of evil and treacherous people to the religion of Islam. And Imam al-Hussain uses these words. He says, a person like me. And he says the same about Yazid, a person like him, to show that there will be other people in the position of al-Hussain, and there will be other people in the position of Yazid. Whomsoever was the tyrant of his time, he would be the Yazid of that time. And the person who he would ask for allegiance, the one who represented the Haqq, would be the Hussain of that time. This is the ideology that Imam al-Hussain wanted to give birth to, the Hussaini ideology, that which it runs through the blood of every Shi'i and every lover of Imam al-Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam. Imam al-Hussain, he showed in his mission that his message extended further than this fake Islam that had been set up in the system after the death of Rasulullah. He wanted to show that pure Islam, that which extended to more than just Muslims. Imam al-Hussain never went to Karbala to fight. Let not anybody think that Imam al-Hussain, he was gathering an army to fight in Karbala. Imam al-Hussain, he wanted those people who were sincere in their refusal to see oppression happening and to not do anything about it. He would find an old man somewhere and he would take him with him. Even in some cases, we find that there were people that didn't adhere to the religion of Islam. You have the people that he took with them that were traditionally Christian. It shows that his message extended beyond just Islam. This was the true Islam. This was the pure Islam that Imam al-Hussain wanted to show on the plains of Karbala, with those companions that were willing to stand with him thirsty for the truth, for the Haqq to prevail. And that is why when the night of Ashura would come, Imam al-Hussain, he would sit in his tent and he would speak to his companions and he would say to them that I have forgiven you all. You are free to leave. I will not hold you accountable if you were to leave. And he would turn off the lamp so that none of them would be embarrassed to leave in front of the people of their tribe or their friends. And when he would turn the lamp back on, all of them would be sitting there in the exact place that they were when the lamp went off. These were the companions of Imam al-Hussain, firm in their refusal to sell their souls to oppression and injustice. And that is why on the day of Ashura, these companions, they would go one by one towards their death, towards their martyrdom. Imam al-Hussain, he would send each of the men from his family one by one. They would all go and ride out knowing that there was no return, that they would be riding out to their deaths and to martyrdom which they would describe as sweeter than honey. Until Imam al-Hussain, he would be left alone on the plains of Karbala and he would cry out, "Hal min nasirin yansuruna?" Is there any helper that can help us? And that call of Imam al-Hussain, it remains alive. Till this day, we hear that call of Imam al-Hussain. Hal min nasirin yansuruna? Is there any helper that can help us? And how do we respond? We respond by saying, Ya laytana kunna ma'akum fanafuza fawzan azima. Oh, how we wish we could have been with you and we would have attained a great victory the same way that your companions were able to attain this great victory. But while today thousands and millions answer this call by saying Ya laytana kunna ma'akum, on that day on the plains of Karbala, no one would answer. Perhaps it was this moment that the 6-month-old baby would throw himself from his cradle so as to answer the call of his father alone on the plains of Karbala, only to be met with a 3-headed arrow. And then Imam al-Hussain would stand truly alone on the plains of Karbala, and soon after, the Hussain of Ahlul Bayt would lay on the sands of Karbala, bathed in his own blood and the sands of Karbala, without a head, without clothes, and showered with arrows. This is the image that fills the Shia with fire in their hearts. This is the same fire in our hearts that we wish to continue till the reappearance of the Imam of our time, and make the statement a reality when we say, Ya laytana kunna ma'akum fanafuza fawzan azima. That how we wish we could have been with you such that we could have attained this great victory. And that statement can only become a reality when we use that fire in our hearts and we channel it in the way that is best in the service of the Imam of our time. To end this segment, now that we've heard the Masa'ib of Abu Abdullah, I wanted to read some line of poetry that I wrote in the honor of Imam al-Hussain and the Imam of our time to complete the majlis, inshallah. So I sat there frozen, reading, envisioning a land of beauty greater than those which I learnt about in the myths of old. Those they wrote for the Greek gods and the ancient Egyptians, carved in stone, a farm that those 14 would grow, the greenest grass on the other side of all of their sorrow, and a place that I could go. All this eventually after the book was written. After the baby fell, the skies turned red and they paraded the woman. The heads would be raised high upon spears, ahead of all my fear, of my sins, of my own darkness, my hope, my tears, and to hear the waves of the sea stop in that ocean of crimson, frozen, a reality the universe could not endure, for the purest of blood to be shed. At night it was said the sun of 2 moons would see its last, eclipsed. A bright light behind a curtain of ignorance, the deen would be in dissonance, slaughtered, a prayer of no significance, that which no faith could sustain. Those who massacred him to remain till this very day, till one day another moon would rise and say, I am the son of al-Hussain. leading young men with fire in their hearts. And regardless of whether they're 72 or 313, that lantern of guidance will still brighten their paths. A canvas painted with such precision, a vision hidden behind that same curtain of ignorance to one day be unveiled, while some of us are still indifferent, persistent in making sure the hand of God can't reach us. The small fires we've kindled in our hearts turn to ashes with no meaning. That painting devoid of our souls, no part to play, still leaning towards that path that led us astray. Would it then be too late to know of that land of beauty, of the farm that those 14 would grow, the greenest grass on the other side of all of their sorrow, and a place that I could go? Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Salamun ala مرابد قدسك يا حسين. سلام على أفناء طحرك يا حسين. سلام على كل غور ونجد يقودني إليك، فيشرق من بين هنايا القلوب نور بهائك وحسنك. سلام على دمك المراق، سلام على شيبك الخضيب، سلام عليك يا حبيب، يا أحب من كل حبيب يا حسين. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليكم مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم أهل البيت. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين جميعا، ورحمة الله وبركاته.